Hello, it's Lord Haywire. I think we're gonna have issues today. Uh, I've had issues all morning. It was about 9:15 when I started setting up my stream, which usually takes 5 or 10 minutes. But computer issues, Twitch wouldn't load. It just wouldn't start. I couldn't go to that website. I actually was able to go to it until I clicked on streamer's dashboard or whatever it is, streaming dashboard, and then it just wouldn't work. I could ping it and stuff. I fixed that, of course. Control F5. That's like the thing to fix everything on the internet. Control F5. Just telling you. If you ever have internet. I did it like last. I did other things first to see. Then when I opened in Godot, we're on 4.5 beta 2, it threw all these errors, massive numbers. Okay, it was 33 errors. And then it seemed to fix itself. And so I restarted Godot, and it seems fine now. I don't know what the problem was. So yeah, I think we're gonna have all sorts of issues. My computer yesterday, my internet went out. I sometimes have this feeling, because I think this happened a couple other times when I was streaming, and it doesn't generally happen that I noticed other times. I have a feeling that like I'm uploading or something a massive amount, so my CenturyLink like kicks me to a different area, like gives me a new IP or something, and what it does is it fucks everything up. I have a feeling that it's something related to that, because it seems to happen more when I'm streaming. Though it could be, what is that bias? Lucky, how's it going? That bias, the confirmation bias or whatever, I only notice it when it's because I'm streaming. Also, like, things buffer. So if I was watching like a YouTube video and I lost internet for 5 minutes, I might not notice. But I don't think YouTube buffers that much. No, it's not like the good old days. Also, it was like 10 minutes. So I was just going to restart my computer and start streaming again yesterday, but my internet was down in the whole house, and so I had to restart everything, and it was down for like 10 minutes, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm not even going to restart. I don't give a shit. I'm done. That was my exact thought process. Yeah, I have a feeling today is also going to have, it's because of just restarts. Before I stream, I always restart my computer because it's a piece of shit. And it's just acting strange, and I keep saying I'm gonna buy a new one. They're just so expensive. I want to get a 5090, probably a Dell, I guess. $3,000. That's for Alienware. Here, Alienware, not that great. I want to get a 5090. I'm scared though, because I think they're kind of not great. They only have one. Look at that thing. Like, what do the reviews say on a 5090 these days? 5090 review. It's going to bring up some other thing. Founders Edition review. What does Tom's Hardware say? This is from January, though. Months have passed. March? We have something that's, let's see. Let's look at our tools. Past month. Content creation performance is bottlenecked by the PC. I don't know what that means. I don't care. I mean, I care. Okay, I care. Oh, this is the. But what? The people who are building these computers don't build what? Don't think about this ahead of time. And I also, they have all that AI garbage. This is a fucking video that's built into it. I don't know how I feel about that. I also don't trust news sites, even for reviews. I feel like they're all paid off. I was thinking about this the other day. We're not even programming today. We're just going to sit around and talk about shit. No, we are. We're going to get to the program. Thinking about this the other day, where it's always been somewhat okay to be a shill, like people have done commercials. Stickle Wings, how's it going? Whatever, forever. That's a thing. The big stars are gonna do commercials and stuff. But I feel like it's become more acceptable to just be a piece of shit shill. So like, there's streamers and influencers. etc. That's all they do is they'll say that anything is good. What was I? Oh, the Section 31 movie. I watched the Red Letter Media's review of it, and they mentioned that like all these shills came out and say how good the fucking movie was, and it's a piece of shit. And remember that when I said red, and it made me think of that vampire game that came out, and like ahead of time, there's some people saying it was good, and it came out as an absolute dog shit. Lucky, that's a thing with my job is that sometimes people come to me and say, "Oh, I'm buying a personal computer. What should I get?" And if they're a Mac person, it's easy. You just say, "Spend more money." That's just it. Spend all your money, and because you don't have any choices with Macs, and it's actually so. I actually think that's kind of a good thing. I know that seems crazy. You're like, what? But you want choices. It's too much for the average person. But so that's the problem is the person says, oh, I'm getting a new PC, usually laptop. And they say, what do I get? And I say, well, what type do you want? And they're like, I don't know. I've heard of this company called Dell. And then you go, okay, well, then buy a Dell. And then you go to the site and they go, what the fuck is this? Or what is even this? What is Home and Pro? What's the difference? And what does it matter? It's like $50 cheaper, man. I want the $50 cheaper one. And you're like, no, you want Pro. And they're like, but why? Because I fucking told you. It's like, it's just, what about this? It's too confusing for the average person. But yes, and the whole thing, I just got to buy it, right? I don't want an Alienware. I hear they're not that great. I was just thinking a normal Dell. But I'm not gonna buy it right now. $3,000? That's so much money, especially because money is gonna get bad. What does all this stuff say? Does this say anything good? What do we got here? Well, if that PCEI issue is a real thing, then they would have to take that into account. Oh, look, they're playing different things. What do these other numbers mean? Average frames per second. Metro Exodus, that's fucking ancient. Warhammer 3. This is ancient. Horizon Forbidden West, isn't that ancient too? Cyberpunk's ancient. Man, Alan Wake, not doing. By using code, right? Yeah. That's the thing. Don't ever buy a computer from Origin PC, but there is on Origin PC you can pull down a list and say like who told you about this. It's crazy because they're gonna shield Origin PC. That company fucking sucks. Don't use them. I'm gonna look at this. Oh, it's not even over here. Let's see. Oh right, YouTube. I can't look at them. I can't release them. Sorry. YouTube is allowed to do that. So what is this telling me though? What is the compared to 4090? So let's see what this says here. So this is the 5080s. Well, this one desktop version is significantly higher. The Beast must be the laptop version is what they're talking about. So if you buy a 5090 Beast, it's a piece of shit. Is what we're learning here? Is this what we're learning? But if you buy a 5070 Ti, but I think the Ti's cost an arm and a leg. So the 5070 Ti is better than the 5090 Beast. What is the 5090 Beast? It's got to be the what are they calling this thing? A B16X. Wait for so that's what I used to do is I would wait for like the 50, whatever it was at the time. And then I'd buy the one right below it, from the last year. And it used to be great. So what is it's a laptop. This one has a link. Speaking of shady links. Okay, so this is a particular laptop, one of the fastest 5090 notebooks. Okay, so they're testing this particular laptop, and it looks like it's a piece of shit. And by the 1080 Ti, isn't the Ti though the ones that are 5070 Ti's? Aren't they the ones that are really expensive? Oh no, I guess it's not. Are these legitimate prices? So what does the 5090 go? I think it's like $2,500. $3,000. What? That said this whole computer was $3,000. What are they just sending you the graphics card? Is this just the graphics card? These don't look that impressive, honestly. Like, I feel like it should look more impressive. Let's see. Let's go to NVIDIA's website. They have the strangest website for, oh, there it is right there, for buying things. It kind of is, yeah, like, okay, they start at $2,000. Yeah, so if you bought it straight, is there something going on with these where like they made a bunch and everyone wanted one, and then suddenly everyone was like, no, don't buy these things, they're pieces of shit? It's not just, it's everything but the graphics card. Did it say that? Oh my God, did it seriously? Because that would make more sense. This is the hot deal. Why is it such a hot deal? Is it lying to me? No, I was thought because that would make sense. Because like last time I looked, it was like $5,000 for one. So let's pretend we're gonna customize it. I don't really want an Intel. I think I want an AMD. Oh, here we go. So what was that? What was that thing? What was that number? This number was dog shit. It was a trick. Base model. It probably doesn't come with a graphics card. Even though I know now I know that you're kidding. You were kidding, but no, I bet you it still doesn't. Because look, the minute you say customize, it suddenly jumps up to $5,000, $4,500. And then what? Yeah. Oh, see, this is the 5080. You lying sacks of shit. Wait, get it between. Oh, this is, they mean like shipped to you. So I buy Dells directly from the Dell website for my work, and it takes them like a month, dude, to get to me. They don't understand. We need these things fast. Yeah, I don't want to spend that much money. I don't know what to do. I decided I was going to buy one. I just got to do it, right? With inflation and all that, and the dollar's down 10%, it's better to not have any money. That's what I'm going to tell myself. We're still looking at Stop Killing Games. Look, it's up 1.2 million. All right. I guess I didn't use this computer much since yesterday. So what do we got in here? What were we doing? We were going to make... we have the escape menu. Everything there works. We were going to make a new scene, and then the whole thing fell apart. My whole life fell apart. Luckily, I don't have much of a life. Okay, so we need this thing. This is going to be our start menu, which I wasn't planning on doing, but then the more I thought about it, the more we're going to need the start menu for testing. So let's add a couple, let's add like a panel container, I mean. And we'll just center it, whatever. This is just whatever. And then we'll go, minimum custom size, we'll just do like whatever, 200 by 400. Looks bad. Looks bad. We'll leave it. Looks bad. Perfect. Then we'll do, I guess we gotta translate this shit, right? I do not know why this is like that. It's weird that it's like that. We want to go to the localization. What was that thing? Air list? Let's look at it. I'm curious what it is. Oh, I remember this was the thing. Yeah. We were getting an air list for. We can get rid of that. We got like this massive air list, and I wanted to go through each one, but then if I figured out some other way to do it. And, localization. You know, you know, what's funny about that is that I said to one of my coworkers, I was like, so basically, this is, I guess, kind of a longer story. I was sitting at my house one day and I bought something like off Amazon that was whatever, $50 or something. Not very expensive, but it was expensive enough where I was like thinking back to just like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to buy it without looking at my bank account and making sure that I didn't fuck myself. And so then in my brain, I was like, man, I'm rich now. You know, in reality, just I'm not as poor as I used to be. But it was like such a like, wow, I'm rich compared to what I used to be. And then I told that to one of my coworkers, and she was like, took it more of like, I am rich, I think. But no, I'm not rich, but I'm not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, which is, so I think part of when I was like, so I've struggled with depression my whole life, but I feel like it used to be much worse. And I think one of the reasons why I think it was much worse was because I was living paycheck to paycheck. So that stress, you know what I mean? Like that stress of just not knowing, like, oh, fuck. So I used to have to like wait sometimes to like buy stuff because I was waiting for my paycheck to come into direct deposit. So I'd be like sitting there at like midnight waiting to go buy beer. And that sucked. We want start. Do we want start game? I guess start game. Start. Let's just say start. So this is going to be the word start. Yeah, and I think that getting rid of that stress helped me word load. Help me not be as depressed. So we're just going to have start and load in there right now. Load. I don't want to copy this. I want to translate it. And then yeah, what happened? There we go. Yeah, so I guess life is much better. Yeah. But I do like to joke around that my life is terrible because I think that's what we used to do. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That, and also like looking at it and being like, oh, I can't spend this. Or we used to do like the banks. I don't know if they still do it because I think they made it illegal in some states. Is banks used to let you overdraw your account if you had direct deposit, so you could get like a payday loan, and it was like $50 but the thing is, it was a one-time fee of $50, but it didn't matter the amount. Like you had a limit, obviously. So if you took $100 out ahead of time, you would still get the same $50 fee. So you might as well take 500, right? Like it's the same fee. So you would do that, and then your check would come in and it'd be gone. Your check would be gone because you had already taken $500 out. Yeah. But like I said, I think they made that illegal in some states because it's predatory. And it punishes poor people. That's the thing is banks love to punish poor people. They They love that shit. Banks are the scourge of existence. I hate banks. I know I've said that. I went on a screaming, what the hell is this? Screaming diatribe about it. We're not going to do that today. Not right now, at least. All right, so we need this to do start. But you know what is interesting? We're going to put this in here. I've never had any debt in my life because my war on banks. And what's interesting is people are always very shocked by that. They're like, you've never had any debt? I'm like, nah. Why does this button not look like a button? What's going on here? The panel container is this? Yeah, that's definitely a button. Exactly. I was on what's called check systems for a long time, which is where you can't, like, you need multiple forms of ID to cash stuff. It's basically like a way of it's a long story. I don't want to. It's not like a story I'm ashamed of or anything. I'm actually proud of it somewhat, but I've told it before and it's long. So just assume that. So basically, you had to show more forms of ID, and sometimes they would hold your checks because they thought you were a scumbag. And eventually they made that illegal, so no one could do that anymore. But there was like a mark on my account that said that, like, you used to be on check systems. And this one piece of shit, I'll never forget this piece of shit. I wish I could remember what she looked like. Would always hold my fucking checks after that. So I'd come in and cash my check, cash it, or deposit it, I guess. No, I was depositing. I wasn't cashing it. And she'd be like, well, you can't access this money for 2 weeks. And it would be like, fuck you. And so then I would have to go take the check back from her. It was a payroll check too, not like just some random check, and go to a different Wells Fargo. Don't ever use Wells Fargo. They're a bunch of pieces of shit. And she would gloat. She'd be so happy to do it. Man, I wish I knew her name, where she lived. Wait, no. Just kidding. I'm kidding. No. Okay, so why doesn't this look like a button? I think because this is a panel container. What if we duplicate this? You know what we're missing is a VBox. Let's put a VBox in here. Add VBox container. And then this should go in here. Yeah, I don't know why this doesn't look like a... There we go. That was the problem. There we go. Then we can duplicate this and we can go word load. And then I guess we could center it. It doesn't really matter because we're going to add other things. We could put exit in here. Exit's not hard to do. Word exit. There we go. There we go. Yeah, Wells Fargo. Man, I have so many bank stories. So I used to have an account at Bank of California years and years and years ago when I was lived in California. I grew up in California. And I didn't know that you were supposed to close your account when you were done with it. I didn't think that would, like, it mattered. You know what I mean? Like, if you have $1 in there, who gives a fuck? Just leave it on there. So I can't see. It's a bummer. I can't see the YouTube ones, and at least I don't. Oh wait, what's this? No. Unless it's in a special. All messages are visible. Top fans. Yeah, moderation activity is turned on, but I can't see it. I don't know what's. I don't know why I can't see him on YouTube, but on Twitch I can. But so I had an account with Bank of California, and I thought, I had like $1 in there when I think when I moved to Oregon. So I was like, who gives a shit, right? Now it was before that, so it'd been like, who cares? There's $1 in this Bank of California thing, so I just forgot about it and started using whatever new bank I had. I think it was Wells Fargo. So I went to Wells Fargo. And like, it shouldn't be a thing. But then they started charging me some fee, single X, for having too small of a balance, which is like, how can they punish you for having too low of a balance? But whatever. But I didn't know because I had moved away, so they must have been sending like snail mail or something to like some past address. So anyways, years and years and years pass, and I get this phone call, and they're like some debt collector, and they're like, you owe $10,000 because of you had an account with Bank of California. And I was thinking about it, and so they didn't start with that. They said, "Oh, is this Josh Cook? You know, did you used to have a Bank of California account?" And I was like, and hello again, Lucky, by the way. And I was like, "Yeah, I think I did." And that was the problem, is I said yes, and because I didn't know that this person was gonna be like suddenly say, "Oh, well, you owe $10,000," and I was like, "No, I don't." And so I was at my computer when they called me, and I started Googling like, is it legal to harass somebody for debt that, you know, that's over a certain amount? And I tracked down all the information, and it's totally fucking illegal. The person was in like New York, and they were just some shady shit fucking company. And I was like, no, I fuck you, I don't care. And I literally fuck you, I don't care. Back to Stinkle Week's comment there about it. Leave me alone. It's illegal what you're doing. Fuck off. Literally with those words. And so the lady was like, we're going to get this money from you. We're going to harass you until you pay up because you admitted that this was your debt. And so they started calling me all the time. And it was like they were calling me like twice a day. And so at the time, though, I don't remember why, but I was drinking heavily during the day, doing a lot of day drinking. And so I decided that every time I was really drunk, I would call him back. And so I just started calling him like 20 times a day and just cussing him out. Just, you motherfuckers, fuck you! So I would just call him, and I knew their names after a while. So like one person I knew was like the boss, and I'd be like, hi, can I talk to Bill? And they'd be like, 1 second, let me transfer you to Bill. And then when I got to Bill, hey, Bill, it's Josh, fuck you! You know, and I would just... Wait, is that what was getting blocked on YouTube? And so I did this so constantly that they started asking me to stop calling them. And they would be like, please, Josh, just stop calling. We took you off the list. We'll never call you again. And I was like, no, fuck you. You guys harassed me for like 3 weeks every day, twice a day. And so fuck you. I'm going to call you forever. And so I called them for months, like twice, 3 times a day. Like I said, I was doing a lot of heavy day drinking. Word hitman, huh? That's crazy. But yeah, then they never bothered me again. So that's my tactic. I think that everyone should do is when these guys call you, ask for their phone number and call them back until they never call you again. And the thing was, they were also, I figured out because I started to recognize their voices, they would transfer you to the same person sometimes. They'd be like, oh, let me get my manager. Hi, I'm the manager. The whole thing was so shady. Later... Now I have to go to it. Just let's see if it is. I'm scared. Literallyvirus.com. It seems like that would be registered. Nope. Oh. Domain name lookup. Is this what I want? Did I spell literally right? Literally. Oh, you want the whole thing? Wow. Download, so that's the other thing that's kind of interesting. I know this is like the typical IT joke. This is back to what we were talking about earlier about people not knowing. Is the space RAM versus hard drive space? That's people don't understand the difference, and it's kind of interesting to me that is a thing. My new assistant, yeah, exactly. Storage versus memory. Like people don't understand that at my work a lot. They'll be like, "My RAM is full," and I'll be like, "Well, let's take a look." But my new assistant or whatever they are at my job, recently said that in college, she took some computer classes, but they didn't teach her anything that I was showing her. So I was like, well, what did they show you? And she couldn't really say. So I'm very curious what, like, the basic computer classes they were teaching in college. So yeah, let's add another button here. Let's obviously rename this. We'll go exit. And this is going to be load. And then we're going to make this exit. No, we're not. No, that's the wrong one. We're going to make this load. And then we're going to make this one exit. Okay. And then I guess, like I said, we could just center this for, whoa, no. Center this, no. That kind of looks bad, though. I mean, it looks bad regardless. We can make this smaller. It doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know. So, like, a lot of the stuff that I was talking, like, I've been showing her is, like, you know how, I can't show you the example because it's work stuff, but if you know how, if you go, like, to, like, Amazon, I don't know if this will work with Amazon, but, you know how, like, in the URL, a lot of times you can just replace things? Like, if this wasn't all gibberish, but a lot of times like this, if I could change this to whatever, Dell, Magenta, or whatever. So basically I was just doing that to show her, because we have all these things we go to and they're all the same except for like three letters, and I just replace them in the URL. So I was showing her that, and like, no one explained to her what this is, what a URL is. And, or maybe she was bad in school. I don't know. So it's like basic stuff that, oh, and that's another thing. I was going to an IP address in the browser, and she was like, why are those numbers, you know, and not words? And I was like, because they're all numbers. So it's stuff like that. It's like the basic stuff. So I'm very curious what they teach you. You know, she's pretty good. She's quick at learning. She learns all this stuff quick. It's just that so there's a level of jank on Microsoft's admin side. It's incredibly janky. Like, early access games that are out for their first day on release are better than the admin panels. Well, that's the other thing too, is I think that her perception is off. I know exactly what you mean, like almost like they're magic and they're not. Even though I do say no one knows how they work anymore. But yeah, it's the whole thing is strange. But yeah, they didn't hire her to be my assistant. She does a bunch of other stuff, but then also helps me. So she's got to be the hands in the office. No, and I'm not trying to say she sucks. Now I feel bad. But it's just weird that the stuff that she does know versus what she doesn't know. Have you guys heard the new argument too, that Generation Z are bad with computers? Have you heard this? This is kind of a new thing. So it goes, you know, boomers obviously are the worst. Generation X can kind of, you know, some are good, some are bad. Millennials are supposedly the best, and now Generation Z, is there one in between? Then there's Generation Z are just terrible. Supposedly, that's how it goes. So millennials are the best at computers. I don't have any. Yeah, see, that's what they're saying. It's because you guys are. So, Lucky, have you noticed that in your peer group? That there are other. Like, what would you guys say if you were to rank them? Would you be like, oh no, boomers are the best? No, they're not. It might work. I try not to Like I don't age-wise, I'd assume everyone's not that good at computers, and then go from there. All right, so let's do these buttons. I think we'll just let's save this, obviously, and let's play this scene though, and just see what it looks like. Oh, did I already have load in here somewhere? Oh, I did. Did I put it in here twice now? Oh, I did. Because we had that in that other menu. I mean, this will work. What a lot of times I like to do is just throw some picture I find off the internet on here. Like just some dumb picture, like whatever. But I know it takes like a half hour for me to find a picture, so. So you think they're bad? Your generation, so it's kind of interesting too, is that I've always been like a computer dork, and the people my age, a lot of them, never had computers or didn't know anything about computers, and now, they're like my age. Obviously they're my generation, they're my age. A lot of them have actually like gotten into computers and know about computers now, which is like I can think of one friend in specifically who was just not like computers were just not his thing. He was not into them, but then he like got a job graphic design or something. I think he must have learned about it in between, not just they hired him. Hey, you hate computers? Graphic design's for you. Yeah, I think this will work for now. It doesn't really matter. We can make this panel container smaller, I suppose. What about if we go to like 200? Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Who cares? No, that's like with a keyboard. Was that like the first time they were supposed to have encountered it, like a laptop or something, or there used to be video games. I assume there still are video games that teach you how to type. I think I'm gonna leave this open for now because we might come back to it, but this should work for this. We're gonna need a script. So let's do a new script. This will be start menu, sure. I'm gonna do what I always do, canvas layer. For a second I was thinking about not doing that, but scripts. This is a UI. I wonder if I should stick this in its own folder. That's how I do it on my other games now, is I stick them in their own, like if it's a scene that's like lives on its, yeah, let's do that. Start menu. Let's do that. Shin, how's it going? We're talking about computers, computer skill by age group. And we're going to need, for this start menu, I'm pretty sure we're going to need, I'm wondering first before we do this, let's see if it will auto-populate the namespace. I already forgot how to type in, don't we got to put in like something, yeah, no. We have a lot of stuff open here. We fix that. I think we're going to be done with that. The banker, I don't think we're going to use today. All research, I don't think we're going to use that. County improvement, let's hope we don't have to use that. Hero container, we're not going to do that. Options, we may. County improvement control, we don't need that. So I was hoping it would do, like it's in my other games, it does like a namespace with a by directory, basically. But it doesn't look like it's going to do that. I think we'll just stick this in the player space then. Sure, who cares, right? What does that shit even do? Kidding, of course. Is not required. Yeah, well, we'll probably need that, but... Okay, so we're going to need some buttons. These can be private buttons. Export private button. Start button. Export. No, we don't need a save button. Fuck you. button, load button. And we'll start with the easiest one, which is going to be the exit one. Private button, exit button. Let's also do the whatchamacallem signals. We'll do the signals just in here, you know, start button pressed or whatever the fuck it is, plus equals start game. Nope. Then we'll do load button pressed. Whoops. Fingers don't work. Plus equals load game. I should just have this thing generate it while I'm sitting here. And then we're gonna do exit button pressed. Why would you think I want the same thing in there, man? Come on. Exit game. All right. From Unity before, which one do you prefer to use as an engine if we don't include the fees and Godot being open source? You change your name. Why did you change your name? You don't have to tell me. So if you don't include the fees, and you know what I mean, like just if we were to say that their company was not a piece of shit company, Unity we're talking about, and the open source ness of, so we're talking about just the mechanics of Unity versus Godot. So I would still go with Godot probably, because now that I've gotten used to it. But the biggest Godot issue, I think, is the lack of support. So Unity has way more users, so there's more tutorials, there's more things. But it also means that there's more dickheads. So there is that problem. Let's do this exit part first, which I already forgot, but I think it's like get tree. Yeah, right there. So, and I think that, so there are a lot of people working to, man, I'm losing some frames today. My music just started playing Nirvana. It's been a long time. Anyways, there are a lot of people that are filling in the gaps, but I do wish that the Godot Foundation put aside some of the donated money to, right, exactly. See, that's why I got to buy the best thing because of that. So I think that they need to put aside a small amount of money to reward the people who make tutorials and stuff for Godot. Unity does do that, and I think that, and maybe Godot does too, but I've never seen that, because I think that they, I think a lot of the, like I said, the more people that use it, but there needs to be a way to try to keep people using it. And I think that's part of the issue that Godot has. There's this interesting like open source mentality, kind of like, well, fuck you if you don't use it. We have the best thing. We have the best thing. You're a fucking idiot if you don't use it. And it's open source. That's kind of like a common open source like mentality, where the open source developers are like, well, obviously ours is the best. You got to use it. And then if you don't, fuck you. And it should be like they're trying to get more people to use it. So I'm not talking about like advertising. I'm talking about tutorials, by the way. They don't need to advertise Godot, because the word of mouth will work if they have tutorials. Because another thing that you see a lot of is like, and this is literally to this day, I'll see this on Reddit. I'll be looking at some post about, in the indie game dev subreddit. They'll be like, someone will say, I picked Unity because Godot doesn't support insert whatever. Because Godot doesn't support hexagons. And it's like, yes, it does. And then someone in the comments will be like, yeah, no, it does. It has this, or let's say it's tile map. Godot doesn't support tile maps, and so then in the comments, someone will say, yeah, it does. It's been supported tile maps since Godot 3.0, and then they'll get downvoted, and everyone will be like, no, I tried it once 5 years ago, and it didn't support tile maps, or tile sets or whatever, and that is like a huge problem. And I know that they expect the game developers to just try it out, but like if you already know Unity or something, Unreal or whatever, just to try out a new engine is going to take time and whatever. Lossless scaling Steam software. I don't even know what that is. You mean for graphical like scaling? So for the start game, let's do a GD print just to make sure that we know what we're doing. That's actually what I wanted, but I saw it in there. There we go. And I guess we should do one for exit game too, just for. Yeah. But we were if we were taking out that yeah, it's definitely a thing. Man, Unity is so, because they keep coming back. They sent all those letters out trying to get people to pay more for people who didn't even work for the company. So they sent out letters to developers saying, hey, you need to pay more. So isn't that what the 5090 is supposed to do, is this lossless scaling? What are you trying to make? Online animations for now, or go full Godot. Because there are some things that Godot doesn't do as good as other things. But like a lot of people say that Godot can't do 3D, but it does. I always bring this game up. Road to Vostok. This is a 3D game made in Godot. It's got a demo. It's very early access. It's trying to be like a Stalker Tarkov kind of thing. So I had some doubts using how early or new are you to the game development world? If you're just starting fresh, then it's probably worth it. Source filmmaker. I don't know what that is. Is that another source filmmaker? Is a movie making tool built and used by us here at Valve. Oh my God, I remember looking at this ages ago because when this came out, it was a huge deal. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this thing. I forgot it existed. Yeah, this was a huge deal when it came out. How long ago was that? Wow. 2012. Perfect for beginning animators. I haven't messed with any of their animation stuff. Godot's, that is. I actually messed with this when it came out. Just out of curiosity. I think it has like free models and stuff. Obviously the Team Fortress 2. Lossless. So did you say it was on Steam? Lossless scaling. Steam. Scaling and frame generation. So there's this thing that I couldn't figure out for a long time that so on my other computer, when I played certain games, and it was almost always indie games, the graphics would get this kind of like speckled look. And I figured out later that it was the scaling. The scaling was so they would have it go like the indie developer would make their game go to 1080, and my monitors are bigger, and they would use some sort of scaling to make it, and it looked bad. Lossless scaling is also used for upscaling modern games if you cannot run them in it. So how do you use this? I get more frames without it. So what is this? What do you do with this thing? It allows you to scale windowed games to full screen using like just any old Windows game? That's kind of cool. This came out in 2018, and they're still supporting it. Huh. Now I want to try it out on something. Not right this second. I'm trying to think of a game that you know, a game that does it bad. Since Total War was mentioned in that 5090 thing, Total War 3 has some kind of bizarro scaling, and so I was streaming it, and people who were watching the stream pointed out that my mouse on the stream was not in the same place on my mouse on my screen, and it's because they use some sort of fucked up scaling. Because Total War is it's a dog shit developer made a dog shit game. I used to love Total War so much. Now I think it's trash. I was shocked too because this is like yesterday or something. Is it really? You should get it then. Even though I was just shit talking it. If some people don't have it, what the fucking see? My computer just sucks. Oh, I guess it's not installed. I must have uninstalled it yesterday, but Pharaoh's Dynasties was installed on my other computer, and I was like, huh. It's definitely worth it if you can get it for free. You know, it's got the DLC issue though, where the DLC issue where there's so much DLC for it and you got to buy it all. Where did I save this scene to? Did I save this scene to a dumb spot? It's not in UI, even though it is a UI. I think this UI issue is dumb. I think it was dumb that I made that folder. I don't want to move this stuff. You're heading home? Yeah, no problem. I don't know if I answered the question very well. But I would probably go with Godot still. I feel like it's active. So the main thing is Unity is kind of like a computer hog and a computer breaker too. Yeah, I wonder if I should. Man, I forgot about it. The installing and updating of Unity was such a fucking disaster. I still have some piece of shit Unity stuck on this computer. I wonder if I should just drag all this stuff out here. I think I don't like this. I'm not going to be able to find this. Like main isn't in the UI stuff? Like this doesn't make any sense. All right, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to create a new scene called game generation. And so I think what we'll do, I'm in thought here. Yeah, I think what we'll do, this will be kind of fun actually. You click start. Let's actually do something. Let's make this a little bit more complicated. I want a confirmation button, I think, on start game. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't worry about it. Let's put this, let's go back to here. Let's not worry about it for now, but we definitely want to, yeah, so the main problem I still think with Godot is just that there's not enough support. Where there are tons like Joker, he comes in, he if you look at his YouTube, he like puts out a video a week about Godot, and he's very open to whoops, not Splattercat. I watch his video. He puts out multiple videos a week, but he's not a Godot guy. Where's Joker? Glitched code. He puts out a video a week, and he's very open to making tutorials for like if you ask him, if you say how do I do something, can you make a tutorial? Where's my thing? Callables. He made that one because I asked him to. You know, he's very open to it, and there's other people out there that do Godot tutorials. The reason I always bring him up is because he comes in the chat all the time, but also because he's very reliable with the number. You know, I think I have some other people on here too, but they're not as they come and go. And yeah, and he also he takes requests, which is. But like I said, I haven't used any of the animation tools or anything on this. So what we'll do is we'll have the start button, go to the game generation. The game generation is going to have, we're going to have, we're going to change this to a canvas layer. And then we're going to, I wish I could make up my mind about using spaces or not using spaces, right? Canvas layer. And then what? What? So we're gonna add one here, and then we're just gonna have like a label in the middle, and we're gonna do something strange with this label. Have a good day, life. All right, so we're just gonna have this label here. We'll do center. We'll do center. And this label will say what it's doing, and we'll make this whole thing. And then we're gonna have it saved to disk. Yeah, we're gonna have it saved to disk after that. We're gonna move over. We're gonna move over these things. We're gonna break this whole thing a lot. I'm gonna go take a break though. We're gonna break a lot, but you know, sometimes destruction is good, right? All right, I'm gonna go take a quick break. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me turn up my music. Yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. I haven't seen my cat since July 3rd, and um, and yeah, you know, sometimes distraction is good. I haven't seen my cat though since July 3rd. I think the fireworks scared him. I know the fireworks scared him, but I wonder where he is or if he's dead. Um, got eaten by a coyote or something. I keep looking around my house, like wondering if he's stuck somewhere. He would be crying though, and I would hear him cry. He's a big crying cat. Uh, all right, so what were we doing? Okay, we're gonna have to move over this stuff, and I think we should do it. This is gonna be kind of intense. So how are we gonna do this? Well, let's connect this so that when we click start, we go to a new scene. I think we do get tree, like load scene or something. What if I just start typing load scene, load game? I can't remember how to do it. We can just Google it though. Google Godot load scene from disk. You know what? It's probably going to be easier if I just copy it from my other code, because I do this in my other game all the time. It's not all like in this game. Everything's basically one giant scene. In my other game, that is not the case. And I'm all broken up by scene. Here, menu game. Well, no. I guess menu game is not. Whoops, that's not what I want. I want the scripts. I'm in the wrong spot here. Menu game. Look, I have a script for each button. That's weird. Start game menu. We'll just take it from here. Oh, these are hiding. I guess not all of them are that way. When we go to, how does that shit even work? I don't remember. Menu game, maybe? Can I just make these CS files open in Writer? Why don't I do that? No. Here, I'm just going to make these things so I don't have to click this. Unknown application. I was like, it'll be easy. It's right here. All right, here we go. Auto load instance. Oh yeah, so I did it in this game. I put all of my like file paths in one place, which actually I think is kind of a good idea, so that I don't have to go look for them. But maybe we won't do that. We'll just get lazy here. But the problem is what, do I have an auto load yet? I think I do. But it's some funky thing. I think it's some funky thing. We have the save man. Yeah, county resources. It's some funky thing. We're gonna have to do some major rewrites, especially when we go to add the multiplayer. The multiplayer is gonna be kind of a. I gotta keep working on this other thing because it's how I'm learning multiplayer, but it's gonna be kind of a pain because we're so far along, and I need to not. I need to get to that sooner. I need to stop putting it off, because the more I put it off, the worse it is gonna be when we're actually doing the multiplayer. But this save game is like a good step in the direction of what we need to share back and forth. But to all the clients. Yeah, we're gonna have to, there's also a different way you do, like there's certain nodes that can share back and forth. We're gonna have to figure all that out. But anyways, we don't need this to be exported. We can just do a private string What are we calling this thing? We're going to call it, I don't know why I'm typing it down here. We're going to call this game generation directory. Directory. And then I think I can just, yeah, what? No. What are we calling this thing? I just typed it and I already forgot. Scene directory is what we'll call it. And then we'll go, and I love that this does this. You go res, that's not where that is. That it does this, it was right there. You piece of shit. Just kidding, just kidding. It shows you, like it gives you an idea, so you don't have to go back. See, it shows the UI one, but I actually think it's right here. We just need to go there, perfect. There we go. So this should change scenes. Let's test it just because. We're going to test this one. We're going to go play this scene. I feel warm for some reason. What do we got an error for here? See, I was saying that there's something weird going on with Godot, and there is, where there's that, even that looked weird. It's because I went to the dev version. I shouldn't have done it. I should have just stuck with the other version. Drink some water while we wait. I played the wrong scene. We might change this one to the main one for now, because we're going to be fucking with this a bunch. Yep, so that worked. I know it was hard to tell, but it did work. We have start game. I don't think I can re-import this while it's open, so we'll just leave that how that is. So then in game generation is where it's going to get weird. This one can go. And where is our game generation? Did I close it? Did I not create it? I don't think I've created it yet. Let's close this thing. Let's go back to here. Let's create a new script. I guess I'll put it in here. Let's do a new folder and call it game generation. This is gonna fuck me later, but canvas layer, because I'm not gonna remember. Okay, so on this thing, we need a namespace. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do this with the, like, break this down into smaller parts. We'll go start menu. Except without two M's. No, we won't, and we won't put the. Yeah, we'll see how this works. We'll do this how you're supposed to do it, like kind of break everything apart with namespaces. Okay, so this we're gonna have to do some thing. We're gonna need that label. We're gonna go private export private label. We're gonna call this status label. We're gonna put this as a capital E. We're gonna spell label right. So we're gonna need that first. Build this thing. Build this thing. Put this over here. There we go. We'll call this status label. Status label. This is just a temporary thing, but we're going to fill it with stuff. We're going to also need to put that in translation. So, and there's a way to make it look better, but we're going to do it the way that looks bad. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be, and also the branch that we're using I named it options panel, but in reality, it should just be save game. So here we go. So game generation will probably also eventually put in another scene between these two, which will be like the characters, like setup, like you pick your character or your whatever. I'd like to be able to pick it people pick it from a map, your starting thing, but maybe we'll just do a list at the beginning, because otherwise you're going to need to know where everything is. Like in your brain, you know where Calgary is or wherever in Canada. I don't know where that is. Where the fuck's Calgary? Why did I pick Calgary? Calgary, Canada. I thought it was more over here. See, so you would need to know that. I mean, when I'm done, I'll know all that shit. I'll know where it all is. All right, so let's move over one of the things that we need to move over. This is going to be, like I said, kind of sketchy. Or maybe I didn't say sketchy, but... So all of these need to be here. I'm wondering if we should put this in auto load. All of these things should be moved to an auto load. All of these activities and arrays and stuff. Yeah, so this would break though, I think. Yeah, it would break because you can't have export in an auto load. So we'd have to fix all of these, which isn't the end of the world because we fixed some of them. We fixed some of them. This is going to be kind of a pain. This one probably could stay here. Yeah, this one's only used here. These other perks and stuff are all going to be used during like creation of the world. Yeah, so let's see. This would stay here. I wonder if I can just move this out. What happens if I just move this out of here and like put it right here? What happens? In this one, I am playing the right thing. Let's spawn somebody because they use that texture. Let's move them somewhere very slowly. All right, so I think I can just move that out. These all are, I think if we put these in like an auto load script, we'll have to fix them all. Let's do it one at a time. I was thinking I'd just drag the whole thing in there, but no, let's do it one at a time. So let's do a new global, let's call it auto load, because that's what I call it for some reason. Oh, right, we have to go to where it goes. We'll just put it, it's not a public class. I thought I could add it through here. I just did this the other day and it didn't work. There's like a node name. All right, we got to create it first. So I think we'll just create it here. Folder. We're going to put a bunch of crap in here. And then, so let's do auto load. Auto load, auto load. Sure. Perfect. Man, we're gonna tear the shit out of this game. Like I said, it's kind of fun though. Auto load. We want this to be at the top though. All right. Yeah. And then what we'll do here, you can't have no baby nodes of this, I don't think. I don't think you can put a scene. No, you can't put a scene in there, so we can't have baby nodes in here. So what we're going to have to do is move all of this code into auto load. It's not a lot of code. I guess we'll do that with this one first. We're going to break this thing then. That's not the end of the world, though. What namespace should this be in? So this namespace is going to be, I guess, player space, but we're going to be using that. So the problem with this being in player space is that everything will need to use player space. So maybe we put, can we do like auto load as a namespace? Yeah, then we'll have everyone use this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to break this thing. We're going to just copy this all over. Actually, this whole thing, because we're going to need an instance of this. So then we can go this thing here. We're going to have to use this list. So we're going to have, like, here we'll do, well, this isn't going to be exported, so it doesn't matter. We'll have all of our directories up here. We'll have all of our lists here. This will get the list. We have this instance. So at this point, this will hopefully do what we want, except we need to break this. Yeah, fuck you. Just get out of here. We need to break this because something must be using this. No? Nothing's using that instance? Get out of here. Get out of here. Are we about to find that, like, this doesn't work how I think it does? There we go. Okay, so this is going to be changed to auto load. We're going to do each one of these individually. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, because we're not using, we got to use auto load. Wait, can I just do that from here? Can I just say, use it? Use it. Nope. We got to go using. Using auto load. Wait, what? Is it because the namespace is the same? Cannot resolve instance. Did I spell instance wrong? Instance. I bet you it's because the namespace is the same. So we'll call this auto load space. And then we'll go back to here. Population data. No, yeah, see, this is the problem. Then we want that. And then let's make sure that this is being used right. It is. Okay. And then we'll go all activities. This is still broken. We'll build it again and see what error we get. We're going to do this with every single one of these. Then we'll delete it out of here and we'll just like slowly go through these arrays. Let's play it and see what happens. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of fun to like just refactor in a major way. Refactoring when it's a little bit of something where you've stumbled across some shitty code, that's not as fun. Oh, the global doesn't exist yet. Auto load comes before globals now. So what we'll do is we're going to break this really severely where the whole thing is going to be busted. Why did I do it this way? Can I just go to like you? There we go. So we're going to move this over and we'll have these things in auto load. cut. And then we'll put this over here. We'll do this. We'll go this. We'll comment this out. And back over here. And, oh, you know, there's a new thing I turned on. Oh, it's too small. So I turned on a thing that shows like the bit rate, but man, it's mushed and trash. It doesn't, it's bad. Okay. It like a whole panel that's in Twitch because I was having so many Twitch issues. Okay, so this is working, but we're going to get 500 other errors because I just took this out of global. So we'll save this, we'll build, we'll go fix that to run from the auto load. Why are we moving this all in auto load? Because we're going to need this for when we move the other stuff. Come on, man. Are you not building? So this used to happen all the time. Where you gotta go, you gotta build, click the build button twice because you're not actually selected inside of Godot. It's a weird thing. So you're just gonna be changed to auto load for now. And then we'll add in the auto, oh, it won't. It won't add the using in there for me, huh? Get this fucking link thing out of here. You say you're not using that? You, what? Then we have a casting issue? Oh, we were using link, but it was, all right, this is gonna be kind of a pain. This says it's gonna be private, so we'll do it. Yeah, 5,000 bucks for your computer is a lot. What is this? Even 4,500 is a lot. I mean, I'm gonna use it for a gaming computer. Then I'm gonna bring my old gaming computer over to here. But even then, and that thing, don't buy from Origin PC. I can't reiterate that enough. Okay, back to our build issues here. All skill data, we're gonna move this one over, but we're gonna fix this, all this stuff. Oh, the problem is that this is a lowercase L. Why did I do that? Should it be a lowercase L? This says it's a lowercase L, so we'll go with that. All activities, we're done with this one for now. Population data, we'll get to that. Where's the other one? All skills, yeah, yes, lowercase. This is an underline import, yeah, that's what we wanted. That's the problem we were getting. Okay, so back to here, we just have 3 more of these to do or something. Auto load. And then we'll import missing reference. There we go. It doesn't like our data is up there. We'll build this again. That time it did it. Did it build? I don't feel like it built. I feel like when it builds, that debug thing goes away. Let's hit play again. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone up to the beta. I shouldn't have done it. I can already tell that there's weird shit going on. Weird shit going on. Everything looks fine here so far. Let's check a population. Everybody looks good. Let's go to the next one and move them over. So all activities, let's remove this. Well, that's how we'll keep track as well. All attributes, see, all attributes is set up wrong. So what we'll do with all attributes is we'll go to here. And we'll just be like, yeah, whatever. We'll copy this over to the auto load. This will go into our lists. We're going to have lists for all these C# lists because we don't need to use a Godot list. Godot lists have their own issues. All attributes, but I didn't put data at the end. All right, well, wait until that's fixed. All attributes. Oh no, that's what I wanted. Attribute data, and then we'll put this up here, and we'll have our private string. This should be attributes, though. Gotta fix this now, otherwise I won't. Attributes. I won't. What? Attributes directory. Why did that act like it? Attribute data. Yeah, this is all fucked up. Attribute data. Where you're being used right here. All attributes. All attributes. I guess it's not being used anywhere besides that currently. Why you got this square? All right, attribute data, attributes directory. Let's hope that that's right. We'll find out soon enough. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna no, we're not. We're gonna go over here to all attributes. We're gonna comment this out. This is going to break things, which is what we want. This will go away. See, I clicked build and then I'm clicked build again. I'm not quite sure why. Then this will be an auto load. And then we got to using. Okay. Some of this code. I don't like looking at the old code anymore. It leaves me with questions. Questions about my competency. Okay. Then we might as well just turn this thing off. We'll hit play. The Real Book Lover, how's it going? I'm doing some major changes here to set up the save game system. The whole thing is going to need some major changes, but this is the first in a series of major changes. All perks. Yeah, so this one's the old way, and we're not doing it that way anymore. So we'll copy this over. Yeah, we're not using that. So it's the same as that as the attributes. So we're gonna go to here, and I think these are in some sort of order. This is perk data, and then this is gonna be C#. How's your game going? And then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna read this from disk. You know what? We'll just type this all in. All perks. Read. This is gonna be perks directory. We're gonna cast this shit. No, that was right. That was right. Perk. Oh my god, fingers. Come on. To list. Then we're gonna add this thing in. I don't want to. I was curious what that would. What did I just make it do? On a Zuma. What's a Zuma? Private string equals. Yep. We're gonna hope. That looks right. We're gonna comment this out. Is this something I should Google? It's something I should probably. Oh yeah, we're gonna click this twice now. You should be able to link Zuma. I need game development. Creating a tile matching. Sorry, I'm a cigarette smoker. Creating a tile matching puzzle game where players control a frog idol. Oh! You mean this old game, like the old game? Man, we used to play this all the time on the stand-up arcade. There was some masters that, you know, would hang, or not in an arcade, just like at a fucking gas station or something. 7-Eleven. I wanted a better picture. Yeah. I forgot that this existed. This is going to go to something that's not what I want. I just wanted a bigger picture, but all we're getting is a smaller picture. Just want a bigger picture. Zoom overwhelmingly positive? Really? You know, this is the second game recently where the pictures were very small. Is it only, and there's a free demo? Oh, it is. It's 80% off. Jesus. It must be the Steam summer sale or whatever. Yeah, we used to play the shit out of this. It's kind of satisfying when you get, you know, like the huge, you do like, you blow away one little thing and then they all like come together and explode, you know? You know. People who've never played it probably do not know, but, all right, what are we doing over here? We're going to put this in, change this to auto load. Peggle? Setting those up feels like the big... Yeah. No, it is. You're like, it's a interesting thing that they got that... let me fix this real quick. I want to look up what Peggle is, because that also sounds familiar. Auto load. So wait, when you say that you're working on a Zuma, like for... Okay, so is that a thing? Are there multiple of those, or is that just something like you wanted to do? Peggle... I'm scared to Google that. Okay, this one doesn't look as familiar, except that monkey. Zoom, I can get out of here. Let's look at some images. It's not as good. That's on your stream, and you can feel free to, like I said, you can post a link. If it gets blocked, tell me. And wait, this does look a little... No, I don't think I ever played this one. Does it bounce in between them? I'm gonna mute this as fast as I can. Shut up. Sorry, poor guy. I just wanted to see what it looks like. Oh, and it does bounce. It's like the old pinball machines. Passionoko. Yeah, I definitely didn't, or I don't remember. Is this Doug right here? No, this is Poetry Stud. I kind of like that name. His video is the second one. I remember I Googled some game once, and my video was on the second thing, and I was like, what? It was because I streamed it, some unknown game. Oh, so they have different levels and stuff on Peggle. Peggle? Yeah, he does. He does go hard. Pachinko. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes, that you are. Yes, this thing. I didn't know that was Japanese. Yeah, these things like occasionally you would find around it. I don't think they exist anymore. Do they? Like they probably existed as like collector's items. All right, we fixed that one. We fixed that one. Let's build this again. See, that time I didn't have to click it twice. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we just don't have any errors. Yeah, we don't have any errors. So let's hit play, and then we'll test that, and then we'll move to the next one. And then we'll have this data available to all the parts of the game, which is what we're going to need. We're also going to have like one of those when we add the multiplayer, like kind of like a server connection manager thing. So make sure that somebody, yeah, you have a perk. You're unhelpful. Perfect. So that works. Let's go to the next one. Let's get rid of this script. I guess we should have tested it before that, but we can. So it looks like all goods is mostly set up. Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, we have multiple things in here, huh? So we probably should move this to like a new spot. What do we do with this counting of goods? We set this in globals. So globals won't exist at this point. We might need to move. They're still huge in Japan. Makes sense. What was the other? I was saying something about. I can't remember. If it comes to me, I'll try to complete my thought. So we might have to put globals into a better spot. Because this isn't going to work where it currently is. We can move this to globals, honestly. What is this? This just counts all this? Yeah, we can move this. But I'm thinking that we'll probably want some of these variables available at some points earlier than they currently are. But we'll see. I think for that thing, we'll just move it wherever the fuck it is. All goods. We'll move the counting of goods into globals. This thing, I guess we'll move this into the auto load. Yeah, we'll move this into auto load. This just gets whatever. Where's our auto load? We'll put this at the bottom. What did I call this? Get correct good data. Okay, so that works for that. We were talking about bingo, me and a coworker, because we're having like a party at my work, and she's bringing a bingo thing, and I went on an Indian reservation casino. Me and my ex-girlfriend played bingo, and it was actually kind of fun. But we were competing against like a bunch of 70-year-olds it wasn't like a piece. You could buy the piece of paper, and that's what we used was the piece of paper. Like it was $5 for the paper or something. But most of them had this like electronic bingo thing that did it for them. Like you just set the electronic bingo thing, and you could say like buy 5 cards or 5 pieces of paper, and then it would keep track of all 5 for them. So the person didn't no longer stamp the thing. We stamped the thing because we wanted to have fun. you know? That was the point of being there. Um, and so it was unlikely that we were going to win or whatever, but I won. And my prize was a CD player that was like that you would set like on a counter or something on a table. And the CD player was like this big. And it, this was 10 years ago or something. So we're talking a CD player from someone recently. And it blows my mind that that was the prize. And, we did it on the way back from the casino. We donated it to. I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to find. That's just a picture with me and my cat. That's my selfie. I took a selfie of me and my cat. Oh, it's probably in here. No, I have a picture. I downloaded a picture of me and this CD player. It's not a very good picture. And so I was looking for it. Oh, here it is. It's tiny. So I figured it was that thing was big. Yeah, exactly. Like this is 10 years ago. This wasn't in 1995. This is, yeah. So that's how big it is or was. But yeah, we just donated to, right? it was such a ridiculous gift or prize that when we got home, my girlfriend at the time was like, "You got to take a picture of like how exciting this is to own this." So I was like, then we donated to Goodwill. Yeah, I mean, it was actually pretty fun, but it was that was a weird prize. All right, what are we doing here? Get critic. We need to move over this thing, the actual list, which is going to be here. Did I copy? I know I copied something. This needs to go here. And then we're going to go, where's my all goods here? We'll go copy this thing. So we already did part of this for this one. We don't have to write any things here. And then we need the good directory. You can come over. Goods directory. What? Okay. It was giving me shit there for a second. Then this, we'll just get rid of this. How did we get talking about? Oh, old games that you would think would be gone, but yeah, the electronic part seemed like it kind of ruined the fun, and then it's just straight gambling. Gambling, gambling is gambling, but yeah, there was a lot of people there. What is your problem? Probably you want to be private or something. Yeah, there was a lot of people there. Just that's where they set out. So you know what it was like is Keno. So we got to move this count goods. I have a feeling it's in this thing for a reason, though. And I remember I went to Vegas once and played Keno because it was like the thing to do. Like you're eating your breakfast playing Keno, which is, it's just matching number. It's just the lottery. Now let's do this thing. Let's comment this out. It's going to go over to globals, might gain some size here. We're probably gonna have to move that we're gonna probably have to move that whatchamacallit there, that name thing too. That's probably gonna have to go to auto load where we get the names from the file. And then this is gonna be an auto load. I thought I did the capital instance. And then we're gonna use the using, and then next. Which one's next? We'll get rid of it. Well, let's test it first. Well, let's get rid of this first so that it's not in that thing. Yeah, CD players. I think when we went to we went from tapes to CD players that you could hold on your side, They sucked compared to tapes. What do you want me to get rid of? Next one. This is now... Wait, what did we just do? What did I just change? I just changed something that seemed like it would... Let's go... Oh, shit. Does that matter that it's never used? What do? We just get rid of it? We do not just get rid of it. Yeah, okay, fine. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, all right. Fix a few of these as I'm going by. Okay, fine. We'll fix these two. Faction. That's not a mistake. You are so fucked. We were talking about this. Me and my friend were. You don't use 2 spaces anymore. You don't use 2 spaces at the end of a thing. I don't know how to adjust to this new world. What? Yeah, just that. Let's fix it. I don't care. I don't care about that one. We have it in the faction node child. There we go. Those are fixed. I don't know what to do about this one. We never use this? Wait, we never use faction generation? That's what it's telling me. If we never use that, we're actually going to move that. Barely grew up without... holding a boombox. So I don't think I remember anyone doing that. Not ironically, but definitely like people bringing things like a boombox to a place was definitely 100%. Like every time you went anywhere, that would be the don't forget the boombox, and especially like parties, you know. Yeah, no, it's I think that's the vast majority of it. I'm trying to think. Maybe someone did it on our because it's right next to your head, so you can get the music the best. But yeah, I had a record player and for years, and then it broke. And instead of fixing it, I just gave away all my records, which I didn't have that many, like, you know, like that, a stack like that. I think I have a couple left that just have a emotional, what is it called? What are the words I'm trying to think of? It had, whatever they call that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Can you add Subway Surfer videos on the right? Sentimental value. There we go. That's the word. Subway Surfer. Subway Surfer. Is this a person? Is this a thing that I'm out of the loop on again? It's a mobile game. I don't know what it is. I don't know what anything is, man. I never leave my house. The only chat has to tell me what stuff is. Like Gooner. What does Gooner mean? I know what it means. We all know what it means. Is it a video that I'm looking for? What are we looking? Because it just seems. I don't know if I have it on this one. No, I don't. On my other computer, I have like the YouTube or it is that mobile game. A YouTube or a Chrome thing set up to. I'm like waving this around on my OBS, but like this set up to go, you know, to another spot, another window on my stream. All right, auto load. Look at all these. Look at all those typos in the word HBox. Yeah, I'm listening to, I gotta stop it. Stone Temple Pilots. Gotta go. Gotta get out of there. Yeah, there also for a period of time I didn't actually have. What are we in? Goods panel container. I didn't have a computer. Non-perishable is spelled wrong. Perishable. All right, we're about to break something here. We need to go to this goods panel container. We need to build this. We need to drag the thing back over. And if I don't do it now, I'm already forgetting. This was a scene. Scene. I guess in the UI. Didn't I just build this? Is this not a scene? Where was this thing? Goods panel container. It says it's a label. It's exported. Do I have it minimized or something stupid? I need to drag this over. I know it. Well, I guess we'll fix this too. Nope. Storage H boxes. These are all broken down into separate things. But I don't see my... This must be different. What are we in? Goods panel container. Goods panel container. What's the name of this thing? Good. Oh, right. I forgot. So there's two scripts. One of them's called goods panel container and one's called good panel container. Because I just like to torment myself. Where's our goods? Is it a scene? Here. No, it's just a script. So then what is this thing? This is the good panel container. We're in the goods. Why are these all exported then? Storage. This, I think, is attached to something else. Yeah, why did I do that? I think it's over here in... Monglo, thank you for the raid. How's it going? I think this is attached to... how was your game? What are you working on these days? Goods panel container is this one. Yes, okay. So we have two things that are very similar. Here's their non-perishable thing. Max non-perishable amount available. Max non-perishable amount available. I'm so glad I named that thing. Look at all. It's because I use lowercase b's for all of these. I guess I can't use that hotkey. What? What the fuck? Hbox is replace with hboxes. What is going on with my typing here? Hbox is replace. I just gotta make sure that I don't have to do what I just did. Oh, you're working, what did I do I was playing a game recently. God, what was it? And I thought of you because of the random, because we've talked about like the random creation of stuff. I think it was that new, what is the name of that? The new Dead Knots demo that's out. They have some weird ways that they decided to do random map creation. So they have like a map that's randomly generated with quarters and stuff. And I was looking at it and I was like, man, they need to, they need to fix their random map generation. They didn't, it's too random. Things don't make sense. I think it's deliberate though. But yeah, I was thinking about you in because of that, and like I think we were talking about like setting up certain rules and things to make, yeah, like your dungeon look, because it's a spaceship, but it's just a dungeon, you know, that they were doing. It's got some weird things to it, definite weird things to it. Didn't I just say find out all and replace this? Then HBox 2. There's like a point, there's like a thing, and this is common in indie games where you can kind of feel the devs not caring, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, like they're like, oh, that's good enough type of thing. I'm making this all worse. Because we need this to, we're going to fix it here. We just got to we got to fix this particular thing. Yeah, so part of the issue was I started the demo and they have this mechanic where there's like an invisible bad guy that you got to hide from. And you got to hide and then wait. And they had so my random start happened where I couldn't do anything until I had to wait until the guy left and he's invisible. And so part of that to me was bad design. Like the guy shouldn't be able to. So basically there's a corridor. You can hide in corridors, and if you go in the room, you die. It gives you a warning. So I spawned in a corridor, stepped into the room. No, the bad guy's in there. So I had to step out and just hold down space for 20 turns on my first run of the game at all. And I was like, no, that shouldn't be that way. All right, now we have to fix all these things. So with this, we need to fix this wherever this thing is. It was called storage HBox. With a little b. I think I can just jump to it now if I do this. Yeah, so we need to rename this. This also means we need to rename the file, but sometimes Writer does it for you. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of random maps. Randomly generated maps. There we go. Unless I'm getting to the point where I'm using the add-on stuff for game runtime. Make new assets for Dungeon 1. That's awesome. Yeah, last time I saw your stream when you were working on that, it was pretty awesome already. I was impressed. Inconsistent capitalization. What are you thinking this should be? Are you talking about this? No, we're not going to worry about that. We're done with this part too. It's my terrible memory. The archery game is also the dungeon game. It's the same game, right? I did this. I said the archery game I gotta do. I used to really be into archery, and it's a bummer that I'm not, because it's kind of a pain of a hobby. There's gonna be some broken stuff, so let's fix this. I'm gonna take a break here in like 2 seconds. I don't think I changed any things here. Are you working on any game jams? I know you're a game jam guy. I don't think I'm confident enough. Though I was thinking if I restarted this game from scratch now, I think I would do it in half the amount of time that it's taken me so far. Oh, you're not a game. Oh, I thought you did that one game for your game jam. Maybe yes. Maybe that's a rarity. Yeah, I think from what I've learned in the past couple of years, I would do this twice as so I'd get to the same point twice as fast, and I would hope the code would be better. Uh, I was thinking about that the other day. Not that I'm going to start from scratch, but if I had to, you know. All right, so we said we didn't get any errors. I am not confident that's true because I could change a bunch of shit. There's 2 right there. See what's going on with this dev. It says it can't be forget. Oh, this is because I didn't rename the file. Where does it say this is? Did it used to say this? I don't think it did. I don't think it used to say this. This is awesome that it does, because then you can find what file's broken. Storage HBox. We got to close it over here. It acted like that was renamed. It is renamed. Let's do it again. do you do the thing where, so this is how I do it. I get it to work first and then I like fix it up. What script wants this? Let me go to that script. Which cannot instantiate because the associated classes may be found. Make sure that script exists. We renamed it with that capital B there. So there's something in here still that is finding the other one. What was that thing called? Storage. Whoops. Stock? Storage HBox, but with a lowercase b. Whoops. I'm surprised it's not giving me the error down here, though. We need to make this case sensitive. A Are you? Oh man. A full reset. Would you actually do that, or you just think about it? Because I think about it, but I definitely wouldn't do it. I don't think I've ever had to click the case sensitive thing before in Writer, but I need it to be case sensitive because I don't want to look through all these. Yeah, it's bringing up every single. Where do I include? No. Text. Nope. Files. Over reliance on inspector. What do you mean? Oh, look, there's a lowercase b right there. Son of a bitch. That's not the one we're looking for, though. What does this tell me? You know, I'm going to take a break first. Because there was 2 of these. What is this one? Maybe I need to re-import it. Stop and quit. I don't think it's ever asked me that before either. Oh, yeah. That is true. You know, I keep complaining. It's not observing, I think, is the... But I keep thinking about it, and I actually today I almost said, you know, if we move all this stuff to auto load, we won't be able to put export in here. And so what keeps happening, and this is a me problem, is since this has export on it, you know, I'm going into the inspector and updating these values, right? And I did that on purpose because I wanted to easily be able to just go to globals and then inspector and update the values. But the thing is that then sometimes I end up updating it in the file, and since they're different, it's picking the one from the inspector because that's what it's supposed to do. And then I'm like, why isn't this working? So I'm feeling like maybe I need to just get rid of all of these exports. These ones don't need to be saved to disk either. So these ones could just be, none of these need to be saved to disk. We also could break some of these out. We also could move this over to auto load. And we're also going to move some of these into the developer options. So yeah, I totally know what you mean. So many things set and then dragged and dropped, whatever. All right, I'm going to go take a quick break though, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw up my break timer and let me pause my music that you guys can't hear, and I will be right back. Yeah, be right back. All right, I'm back. Thank you for the lurk, by the way. I appreciate lurkers. I'm a lurker myself a lot. I'm actually worried about my cat. I wonder if he's dead. He's never been gone for so long. Um, yeah, we gotta. Oh, I was gonna restart it. Good point. Restarting may solve this problem. But I'm betting I'm using that somewhere. Let's see. Play. We'll find out right now. Stinkawings, welcome back. Or if you were here the whole time, welcome here. Welcome something. Yeah, 3 days. Invalid. use text path instead. So it's upset that this has been renamed. I've done this before without having these issues. Invalid. Oh, it's because the stupid So I said this a long time ago. And I'm sticking with it. Having another file that's hidden that has stuff in it is bad. I don't know why they went with that. So there's some UID file that's hidden here. I wonder if it will recover now that if it knows to fix itself. So Writer automatically renamed this, and that's what we wanted it to do. Storage HBox to have a capital B. Maybe we should close Writer. Yeah, and so now it's struggling to load this because of that UI stop and quit. That's definitely new, the stop and quit thing. Because this file, I'm just going to delete it. Wherever the fuck it is. Scripts. See all these little files? It's probably under UI. And the reason why so I've encountered stuff like this in just in my IT world. And it's just having another file that has to be updated is a problem. Let's just move it out of here, actually, just temporarily. I know, put it on my desktop like an asshole. And let's see what it does. I might be able just to edit it. These are my choices. Oh, it's gibberish. Okay. And hopefully this will recreate it. I shouldn't have went to dev 4.5. I shouldn't have done it. 4.5 dev 2 or beta 2. I shouldn't have done it. Regretted it the whole time. Okay, so now it should have recreated this thing. Doesn't look like it did. So this is like this. It feels like a jank solution, if that makes sense, to have this other file here. Okay, so it did recreate it. Let's see what happens now. And maybe they just couldn't come up with any other way to do it, but invalid UID, use text path instead. Scripts, what is it talking about? I've definitely renamed things through Writer multiple times. Maybe it's like a writer thing that does that. What is this thing's problem? Cannot instantiate script because of the associate. Oh, you know what the problem is? Is this thing is probably attached to, it's probably attached to a thing called storage, and that has the old name in it. So let's see, that's going to be under here. Storage HBox. It also is a lowercase b. Let's just make a uppercase B. Yeah, it's this. Get the fuck out of here. It's this. Yep. Yeah. And so back to the question earlier, there is some level about like what you would pick. There is definitely some levels of jank in Godot itself, but I still would pick it over. Like that should update. Oh look, we have a thing. I'm glad I stopped here. Resource max amount a label. It's called resource, huh? Max amount label. What? There is no max amount. There's max amount spin box. Is this actually want a label or no? What does this say? Look, it says resource on it too. Max amount label. I wonder if this isn't used anymore. I wonder if we got rid of that. Let's see what happens now that we updated that. I think we're still going to get that load error, though. No, we didn't. Let's see. So that's going to be over here. That's just these little things. Yeah, I don't think we're using that variable. So this is the max amount. Yeah, I think that was something. Let's comment it out and see what happens. These names suck, by the way. Since we're over here, let's rename this. Since we're over here anyways. Good name label. There's going to be a lot of redestruction. Destruction, instruction, construction. Maybe they have that stop thing now built in because of that issue where I've been getting things like a Godot version running in the background, like later in the day after I stream. This one is good name label, good amount, label, and then this is the spin box. I like to get rid of old code. That's good. And double check everything's working here. Looks like everything's working. Over there. Over here, we're about to find out. We got the nice 666 going there. All right, that seems fine. The problem with when you do all these major changes is if you don't notice one, an issue, it's hard to go back and find the issue. But I think we did all of this. Not all of what we were just messing with. So we're back to like all goods, I think is done. Let's get rid of this instance because nothing should be hitting this. And count goods we got rid of. So that should be fine. Let's build it one last time. Make sure there's no instances hitting that. See, that definitely looks like it's building. And then let's go back to our main here. So now we're to all research. We might actually finish this today, just moving this stuff over. This one's already set up, and we already updated this to auto load. Let's copy this over to our auto load. Goods can go. Faction generation we are going to be getting to, but not. Let's pin this because we're going to be working in this kind of a lot to next week. I don't know what's on my clipboard. I forgot. Okay. That goes there. All research data, where'd you go? We need these two puppies. You can go up here. And then this is just going to go read. That looks good to me. Let's go back to our all research and let's comment this out because that will break things because no one will be able to access it. In fact, let's comment this out too, just so it doesn't do that. Let's build it. Once again, you got to do it twice, I think. Just sometimes, though. Okay, so all research. This should now be an auto load. Where does this end? Faction generation. Makes sense. We're going to be moving this. So the whole reason we're doing all of this is so that the faction generation and all that stuff can be in that generation panel that we made. And all we'll do is in that generation panel is we'll have like that text box, the label, say like faction generation, county generation, blah, blah, blah. just real fast, and then when it's done, it will just jump to the game starting. For now, later we'll have it better because it will take time. Right now it's like a couple seconds, but we don't need that. This one's done. I guess we should have tested it without that thing in there. Interest. This one we never set up correctly, so we'll have to do that. We'll copy this over. We'll comment this out. We'll comment this out. Looks like, whoa, not that. This is what I was looking for. Get random interest. We'll have to move. Man, why does this happen to me? I gotta go to the bathroom. This one's still an array, a Godot array. We're gonna change this to a list. And then we're gonna do list or interests. So look at this one. And this one I didn't put data at the end. We should probably fix that. These are all datas. Motherfucker. I'm gonna put that on the list for next week because we're gonna run out of time here. Make sure the list of Godot resources have data at the end of them. Blank issue, create. There's Mr. Joker right there. That looks like a green dog on my screen. I assume it's an alligator, but it looks like a green dog. A green puppy dog. Like, the reason I say puppy dog is because, like, oh man, do we have to do this? He's a good boy swamp puppy. Interests directory. And then we will cast this. Yep. Then we're going to go up here. Private string interests directory. Come on, directory. Interest directory. There we go. You're stressed about something? Did you put out your video? I actually was talking about you earlier, and I was like, he's very reliable about putting out his videos, so if you didn't put out your video, then you would have just made me a liar. So don't make me a liar. All right, we'll do this get public thing too. We'll copy this, or get random, I mean, over to auto load. Because we did this earlier. Random? We can't use random? Oh, that's awesome. You still got them scheduled out. That's nice. So we had a question earlier that was if Unity... If you ignored Unity's business practices and that Godot was open source, which one would you pick? And I was saying I would still pick Godot, but the biggest problem I think still is with Godot is that it doesn't have as much support as Unity. You know, with the clenching. I used to do that, and I actually got one of those like I went to the dentist or something, and they gave me it looked like a boxer's mouthpiece, and you were supposed to sleep and do that. And I did a little bit. I wore it a couple of times, but it's probably still floating around somewhere. But then I just stopped using it and it went away after a while. Now I just drool a lot. I just drool a ton in my sleep. It's actually kind of disturbing how quickly I become a drool machine. Seconds in, I can feel the drool running down my face. Like the minute I take a nap after I stream, just drool. It's gross, and it's one of those things where you're kind of like, I'm glad I don't have a girlfriend to see me in such a state. Um, so this one's in population generation. We're gonna have to have that in there too. Let's run it though. Oh, we should take that out. Gotta wait. Let's take this script out. Well, we'll have a lot less stuff, a lot less nodes. A sleep bib. That's what I need. It's just all in my like beard and stuff. What did we just do? Interests. Okay, so we have some interests there. That one was information. Engineering looks good. All interests we're done with. Next one. We still have 30 minutes. We might actually get this done here. All skills. All skills is mostly done. Oh, and did I not look at the themes thing after we talked about it? I didn't look at it. Because, was that yesterday or today? That was earlier today. Or wait, was that yesterday? That was yesterday. Because my internet crashed or whatever. Skill directory, not skills directory. No consistency here at all. Do I have all of these in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, so we got all the skill data in. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to build this. We need to get any errors. We need to build this. And we need to get any errors. There's our error. This is going to be an auto load. And then we'll close this. We'll close this one. We'll play it for real. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, one of my friends actually went to the doctor recently and mentioned he was grinding his teeth, and the same thing. They said you could get that thing, but it like, I don't know if it's stress related 100% of the time. Story event list. Why is this one different? Why does this have its own thing? Oh, because it's pulling it from a folder inside a folder. What is this? We're not using this. Get events for terrain. All right. Well, we'll copy this all over. This is oh, we made a dictionary in here. Oh, okay, so we're doing a terrain. Okay, so this one's slightly different. Hopefully it won't throw a wrench into our planning here. So this will be the last one here. This is in the wrong spot. So we have a dictionary by terrain, and we're reading those in. I mean, what is this? Root event. Okay, that makes sense. And well, we have that set differently as well. This should go up here, though. And we want this. Be like this. And then back over to here. We're not going to need this. We're not going to need this. We're going to get this, though. We're going to put this in. Seem to have missed something here. What did I just copy? What have I done? This should be, oh, this isn't ready. Just pasting this somewhere crazy. Then we're going to copy this over. This is what I thought I had on my clipboard. This is going to go over to here. Yeah. So we have two different read from disk things going on. And this one's more complicated is the deal. This get exploration events from list. And then we have this thing. I don't know what this is. It's not being used, but we'll copy it anyways. We'll figure out what's going on over there too in a second. We'll stick this all the way at the bottom. Since it isn't being used, then we'll bring over this test thing too. Test print all resource names, huh? We'll put that here, KD, and then we'll go over to here. This is literally just for testing. We will put it at the top. We probably could put like a bool or something and have it in whatchamacallit, the globals, turn that on or off. All right, what's your problem? What happened to speaking of problems, what happened to your problems? Story event list. So this is going to be auto load, except we got to spell it right. Then let's give it a build. All right, that looks good. I think I commented out the story event thing. With a way to test this is we got to do some exploration. Yeah, sure. Take all the valuables. We do have all those bugs in the top bar that I'm going to fix. All right, so that looks good. We got all of these nodes cleared up. So let's do this. I'm going to... I'm going to make this, I think I can just actually drag this out of here. I think I can just go like this and drop it into here. And then delete it. I just wanted to save a copy because that order is really important. And it won't matter, like we just want to do one test without it in there. Make sure that there isn't something that's like looking for the arrays thing or looking for that particular whatever. We should like spawn somebody. I'm gonna forget I did this stuff, and while that's happening, we'll go like over here. We'll recruit you. All right. So normally I was going to continue on, but I have to go to the bathroom. This happens every once in a while. And we got everything done for this part. So let's push this code. 23 changes. That actually was, let's delete that other thing. 2. Yeah, so that actually was, so I know that doesn't seem like we did a lot, but we moved everything into autoload. Now we have, so the autoload now has access. Every part of the game will have access to those lists of things. We don't need it for the start menu, but we do need it for the game, like after you hit start, the game generation, because we're going to start moving these things into game generation. So we're actually going to go like this. These are going to happen before this other thing. So we're going to have to also figure out what's going on there. Some of these, yeah, so there's going to be like a lot of busted shit. Because I have a feeling... What the fuck is this? Check for user folder. Oh, this looks like this was a test or something I was doing. Anyways, let's push this code because the urge to go to the bathroom is increasing every second. Moved all Godot resource lists to autoload. And we're also going to, like, once again, when we go to multiplayer, it's going to be pretty important that we have certain stuff saved in certain locations. And we'll probably also, well, not probably, we will definitely have, like, some sort of, oh, shit, I didn't re-import this. Oh, well. Like, server-side stuff. Oh, look at this. Why didn't you go? You shouldn't even exist anymore. That's weird. Storage HBox. Oh, that's the scene. Storage HBox. Oh, this is the scene. Huh. Update name on storage HBox. Is this one lowercase? I thought I renamed that shit. All right, we're not going to raid anyone either. Normally, I try to raid someone every time I stream now, but we're in a hurry. What am I looking at? What am I looking for? Yeah, I did. Commit and push. Why didn't you go before? Oh, I was trying to close it while it was pushing there. So anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Sorry, yesterday my internet crashed. So my stream is short. Today my stream's short because I have to go to the bathroom. Thank you for joining me. I will talk to you next weekend probably.